because it's challenging to start off from the still position. But eventually, you drew in your legs and extended them outward towards the infinite sky. Slowly but surely, you did build momentum.
Gradually, the swing goes higher and higher. More things seem possible, and you get to that point where you can close your eyes and feel like you're flying.
You probably remember what it felt like to have the clouds seem so close to your fingertips. Yet you might not remember that in order to get really high on the upswing, one must develop a really strong downswing. After reaching the lowest point, at which there is the greatest momentum and energy, one swings up to the highest point, aloft.
Funny how it works. It is one of the ironies of life that in order to swing to the highest height, it is necessary to plunge to the lowest low.
It seems to be almost a law of nature. There is often a descent in order to rise, a negative situation before the positive.
In our Torah, and all throughout our expansive Jewish history, this principle is illustrated by any number of events. Joseph's descent into Egypt and his subsequent rise to greatness.
The enslavement of the Israelites and our deliverance to the Promised Land.
The Jewish oppression under Antiochus and the inspiring Maccabee Revolution.
The Shoah and the decimation of our people, followed by the rejuvenation of Jewish scholarship, traditional life observance, a Jewish state, a joyful upward swing.
In the life of an individual or of a community, there can and have been comparable jarring events, which threaten to shake the person from his or her seat. And when you're at the lowest and life has hit you harder than ever before, you have a choice.
To hop off the swing and cut your forward motion. Or
to rise up to the challenge. To keep sitting firmly on the swing, holding on to those two ropes tight as it goes through what seems like the lowest point, because you have faith that you'll come out on top.
We choose to hold on tight, to keep pumping our legs, and to use every downfall as a starting point for incredible high points.
We hold on tight because we understand the energy that can build around something that moves.
We hold on tight because we have momentum. Momentum is defined as the product of mass and velocity. It possesses both direction and magnitude. The faster or stronger the movement, the greater the energy yielded.
That's us. That's AZA and BBG.
As we worked to author our address to you this evening, we thought long and hard about the metaphors that we wanted to embrace to articulate how we felt about the year ahead.
We have so many ideas, and we know will become a reality because the timing is ripe for the Aleph Zadik Aleph and the B'nai B'rith girls. It's our time to make strides like we haven't seen in decades on any number of issues, in any number of communities, by mass numbers of compassionate, engaged, and aware Jewish teens.
Yet, the more we thought about all the achievements we wanted to see our movement rise toward and reach, we found ourselves making parallels to the legendary impact stories that we have learned during our AZA and BBG trajectories over the past 5 years. Ultimately, it became clear to us that momentum, in terms of our orders, meant two things to us.
First, AZA and BBG do not simply take action on the upswing. We ignite the upswing. We're the ones that pave that way.
It's no coincidence that each of you today has a menorah, the symbol of Jews taking a low point and creating a miracle, pinned to your clothes, right by your heart.
Because throughout our history, when faced with a challenge, an issue that needed attention, or a cause that needed support, our predecessors would step in, rally the effort needed, make a plan, and get to work.
They would find strength in our pledge and principles and take heed that bearing the menorah means being a leader in the Jewish community and being responsible to the community around us.
These are the moments in which we display purpose, find meaning, embrace teamwork, and make a difference. And our storyline is built upon moments like these.
Second, this year, this specific moment in our history, AZA and BBG are enjoying the very beginning of a long, promising, and unending upswing.
We can proudly stand here today and tell you that our orders are strong and growing stronger.
More teens are part of our fraternity and sorority, feeling those indescribable feelings of sisterhood and brotherhood than we've known in years.
Our programs are better and bigger. Our experiences are more inclusive, safer, and more meaningful.
Our ranks are more aware, plugged into the world around them, and focused on doing what they can to help people and causes in need.
What does this mean?
It means we're poised to ignite something great over the next 12 months, which will only further embolden the Aleph Zadik Aleph and B'nai B'rith girls. ignite the same kind of momentum across the entire Jewish teen community throughout North America and all across the world.
When we reflect upon our history, AZ and BBG have been through a lot. The Great Depression, the Second World War, the Holocaust, the establishment of the Jewish state, Eretz Israel, the rise of communism, the civil rights movement, voting rights for all, the struggle to free Soviet Jewry, the embracement of democracy, the disturbing recurrence of genocide, terrorism, the digital age, and the internet revolution.
In 87 years, the world has certainly seen a lot swing back and forth.
For 87 years, these events, familiar to us through the stories of our family members and from the pages of our textbooks, have influenced our social programs, our service initiatives, our spiritual experiences, and our travel opportunities.
And it has been through all of these outlets that our energy, Olives and BBGs, have impacted the world time and time again.
We educate our peers, create awareness, make a difference, strengthen identity, and change lives in the world around us.
So today, we reflect upon this course trajectory means for our future and can feel immense pride.
Today, we honor our historic triumphs and the energy building toward the opportunities we are poised to seize.
Today, we know that by ramping up our efforts and affirming our commitment to the future of the Jewish community, now, more than ever before, we will do incredible things.
Our brother Olives, sister B'nai B'rith girls, beloved parents and family, and esteemed guests.
87% of Jewish males fade from Jewish communal life following their bar mitzvah.
Last year, the Aleph Tzaddik Aleph grew by 7%.
Most Jewish teens disengaged from organized Jewish education following the completion of their Hebrew school education.
This past summer, International Kala saw its biggest class ever.
Our generation is the first within the Jewish community to broadly question the values, principles, and very basis of a Jewish state.
But we sent more teens to Israel this summer than we have since BBYO's independence.
Teens are often accused of being uninformed, unengaged, and apathetic to the world around them.
Which is hard to accept when the March of the Living grew by an entire bus this past spring.
Dozens of teens from across North America launched their summer with a summit on human rights and genocide.
When hundreds of teens spend their summers on impact experiences and leadership development programs.
When teens break from AP exam prep time to lobby in Washington on behalf of Israel.
And thousands upon thousands of teens spend their weekends standing up for issues, speaking up for Israel, and standing side by side with each other.
To most people, it might appear as if the Jewish community's proverbial swing is lacking serious height.
We beg to differ. It's clearer than ever that ACA and BBG have some amazing energy lifting our community's future in magnificent ways.
You all know what we're talking about. There's some force that exists out there in the universe, both tangible and intangible, that's in constant motion. It pushes and pulls at the very fabric of our existence and keeps the world turning. It pushes water over its boiling point, turns the flap of a wing into a windstorm, the splash of a pebble into a tsunami.
It's the energy built up inside you when you hear a profound speaker at a program that inspires you to launch an initiative in your community.
It's the energy built up inside you when you find yourself connected to countless brothers and sisters that share your values, dreams, and hopes.
It's the energy built up inside you after you can execute the perfect program, deliver that poignant speech, or see the results of your community service work.
It's the energy built up when you meet other Jewish teens anywhere in the world and feel commonalities, a rapport, and a responsibility for one another.
The force is what grew us from 14 boys establishing a Jewish fraternity in the heartland of America all those years ago, to the worldwide movement that touches and brings meaning to new lives every day.
And it's this force that has been with us, that point in time that we put into action over and over to build community, enhance community, and protect community.